Okay guys, so now that we have gathered all the info you need to write your sales copy, in the second part, I'm gonna give you 3 simple steps to write your sales copy. So again, the problem is that you don't really know where to start, you don't really know what to write. So I'm gonna give you the 5 parts that should be on your sales page. So the general structure I'm going to give you, the first part is, and don't worry because I'm going to provide you with an actual template that you can use to write your own sales page. So that's just like to give you an idea of the general structure. So the first part is, what is the problem? Okay. The second part is why the problem has not been solved. So that's like the false solution. So what people usually try and they fail. So then the third part is what is possible. For example, the results that you have obtained yourself. The fourth part is going to be what has changed. So that's the method. And the last part is what to do now. So that's where you're going to have your call to action. So an easy way to put these 5 parts into action is to tell your story. Okay. So for example, it's at first I had this problem. I tried several solutions that didn't work. One day I found a solution and I got this result. And the difference is that I followed this method. Okay. And to get the same result, take action, register here, click here, whatever your call to action is. Okay. So that's a very simple structure. That's pretty much the structure I use in all my sales pages. I can tell you that you can actually use it to write some sales scripts for your sales videos. It's gonna work just perfect. And we're gonna go through some actual real examples so you can really see for yourself how it works. So the 2 elements to include at the very beginning of your sales page, so that visitors read it. So the first element, that's the headline. So the headline must grab the visitor's attention. Okay. So in most cases, it's going to promise the main benefit of the product. The goal is to find a hook so powerful that it is impossible not to read the rest. You need to absolutely stop people in their track. Everyone is browsing online. Everyone is busy. Everyone is in a hurry. So you need to grab the attention right from the start, right from the first sentence, and that's going to be your headline, okay? And be as specific as possible. So some proven formulas is how to achieve this desirable goal in period of time. For example, how to create a profitable blog in 31 days, okay? How to achieve desirable goal without problem. So for example, how to close high ticket sales easily without acting like a used car salesperson. Another formula that you can use is, are you tired of a problem that keeps them awake at night? For example, are you tired of not finding the one person to love you? So, if someone is really struggling with finding someone, you're going to get their attention. And then after the headline, you're going to have the yes questions. So the yes questions there, because now that you have the person's attention, the people might be reading, but thinking, okay, I'm here reading this page, but maybe this is not for me. I'm just curious. I'm looking at this, but, maybe I'm not the right person. So the goal of the yes question is to convince the person that, hey, we are actually talking to you and you need to read the rest of the page, right? So these yes questions, they're questions that must trigger an immediate and absolute yes in the mind of the people reading. So if you're not sure about the yes question, just leave it out. It's better because you want to make sure that the person is going to think yes every single time and right away. So it has to be crystal clear and you have to be absolutely sure that it's going to trigger a yes, right? So these are the yes questions. For example, would you like to know the secret that made me meet the love of my life, these kind of questions that will absolutely trigger a yes right away. So when you some general advice when you're writing your sales page is to write like some part of it at once and don't try to edit right away. It's a mistake that many people make, when they write some sales copy or a book. I wrote 2 books, short books, but still, I wrote 2 books. I got it done. And the way I would do it is that I would write for 1 hour, pretty much every morning. Like I would try to write 1,000 words, and then only after I would actually go back and review and edit my text. So that's my advice. Try to write down as much as you can, and then only you can try to read and edit it. It's like driving a car. You don't want to be you don't want to be speeding up and pressing the brake pedal at the same time. It doesn't make sense, right? So first we speed up and then we will hit the brake, right? So in the page body, you're going to have subtitles, and subtitles are very important because actually most of the people will scan the page, they won't read the entire copy. So with the subtitles, they're not subtitles, it's a mistake. They're sub-headlines, So for example, I'm going to show you a template that we have for you. So here would be the headline, here would be the yes questions, and these are going to be the sub-headlines, right? So they're the titles of the paragraphs that are following, right? And these sub-headlines must be attention-grabbing to try to get the people scanning the page reading again, okay? And the proven formula to grab attention is benefit plus mystery. So you don't want to say, you don't want to tell everything. You want to convey some benefit, but you don't want to tell everything, or, there would be no point in reading what's going to follow, right? So for example, make more sales with this one simple tactic. It promises a benefit, which is making more sales, but you don't know exactly what it is. So someone scanning the page and interested in making more sales, might be, catching up and start reading the copy by reading the paragraph that's following this subheadline, okay? And regarding the paragraphs, you have a few rules to follow. So first, vary the size of paragraphs. Like your paragraphs should have 1, 2, 3, or 4 lines maximum, okay? Don't put some big blocks of text because this is very hard to read, okay? So make sure you add some spacing between sentences and paragraphs. So you see here we got quite some spacing. So that's a paragraph. That's a paragraph. That's another one. They're 2 sentences long, but you should really vary. You can have in many cases you should have paragraphs that are just like 1 sentence long. So it would be like 2 sentences, 1 empty line, 1 sentence, 1 empty line, maybe 2 or 3 lines. 1 empty line, etc., etc. So that's how you keep your text easy to read, okay? So add a lot of spacing, that's very important. Use bulleted list, that's also a lot easier to read. If we look at this template here, you have a bullet list. You see that it is very easy to go through the bullet list and understand the main ideas, okay? So very important, have just one idea per paragraph. Don't try to put a lot of different ideas into one paragraph because it's going to make your text hard to write, okay? And also vary the size of sentences, but try to keep your sentences short. That's very important, okay? Don't have like super long sentences because then it makes it very hard to read. And actually, most of the writers know this, but you have like some readability score where some tools will analyze your text and see if sentences are too long, because that's going to be something that's really going to hurt your text and make it difficult to read. Also, you should use simple words. Avoid complicated words, words that are like fancy, words that are not used often. Avoid this kind of word. Avoid industry jargon. You want to be speaking like if you were speaking to a friend who don't really know much about your industry, who's not an expert. And avoid by all means the corporate tone, because this is boring, because people don't like it, because this is cold. The opposite, you want to convey emotions, you want to show that you're a real person that care for the readers. That's how you're gonna get people to act. You should know that. So we're driven by reason and emotions, and it's been proven that people take action because of emotions, and then they're gonna rationalize their choices, right? So you should absolutely play on people's emotions, okay? So you should have a list of bullet points with the main benefits of the product. If your product is a course, then so that's a mistake that I see very often. So of course, with my method here, you could write sales pages about any kind of product, but I know that many people are gonna sell a course because it's a great way to create a product and make money online and build a business. So a classic mistake that I see when people try to sell a course is that they're going to have like a huge list of, a bullet point list, a list with the benefits. And it's what I call the bag of tricks, right? You have a lot of benefits, but it's not really organized. And we have a course about how to actually create your course and sell it. And I tell people that you have to structure your course so that people can see that you're taking them from point A to point B. Point A being where they're at, point B being where they want to be, okay? So for example, if you have a course about how to get a girlfriend, it could be like, okay, so step one, you're gonna get a better look, you're gonna lose some fat, you're gonna get like some better clothes so you look better. Second step, you're gonna become a cool person, you're gonna go out, make friends, so you're a cool guy that people want to hang out with. Third step could be like, okay, so now that you look good, you're a cool guy who goes out and has some friends, then it's time to meet some ladies. So we're gonna teach you how to get out and get some phone numbers. Okay, so now that you have phone numbers, in module 4 we're gonna see how to get some dates. And then module 4, now that you're getting some dates, we're gonna teach you how to like kiss a girl or whatever. But you see that for someone who's like suffering from being lonely and who want a girlfriend, he can see that it makes sense. Okay, whether you agree with me on this method, it's just an example, but it kind of makes sense. You could be like, okay, it makes sense. If I want to meet a girlfriend, I have to go through these steps, and this course is gonna help me go through these steps so I can reach like the final goal, okay, which is to have a girlfriend. Okay, so that's very important. So in your sales page, you should write, okay, so the first step is to do this, the second step is to do this, the third step is to do this, so that people are like, oh, okay, well, this makes sense, like there is something here. So this will give a much better, a much higher perceived value to your content, to your course. Okay, so that's in case if you're selling a course, of course. Then you're going to have a paragraph that explains what exactly people will receive, so remember, these are the features. Okay, you're going to get access to a private site where you're going to get access to 3 videos. Total time is going to be like 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever. And then you have the call to action. And the call to action, so remember that you have, guys, this structure here, that recaps the different parts of your sales page with also some advice, okay, on how to write it. But the call to action is very important. So first, very important. This is a mistake that I've seen so many times. It's literally killing me. It's like you have the headline and then you have the button to go to the payment page right below the headline, right at the beginning of the page. And this is absolutely killing me because it just doesn't make sense. So let me explain. You cannot, if you want to convince someone to buy from you, you cannot disclose the price before. Make sure that you have built the value of whatever you're selling in the mind of this person. Okay, so if I tell you, hey, do you have I have this, do you want to buy a car for $1,000? Most probably you're going to be like, hey, sorry, but I don't have money, I don't have the money on me, or no, thank you, whatever. But if I'm like, hey, you know what? Actually, I have a crazy deal, it's a brand new Ferrari. It's 100% legit. It's yours for just $1,000. I don't know, like you're gonna call your spouse or your mom or a friend or whatever, but probably you're gonna find the money and pay me. So it's very important to build the value and then only ask for the money. Okay. So the trick is to tell people, hey, this thing, it's great. It's worth like $1,000, and you can get it today, not for $1,000, not even for $500, not even for $200. Hell, today it's gonna be only $97. That's pretty much, that's a very classic pitch, and I have a real life example coming up. Okay, but so you can explain, to build the value, you can explain how much they would have to spend elsewhere to get the same results, how much it costed you to develop this product, how much money they can save by using your product, or how much time they can save, how much money they can earn by using your product. To make an irresistible offer, you want to propose a product that is worth 4 to 10 times the price you are asking for. Okay, so that's my job. I'm a marketer. Okay, I've been a marketer online for over 10 years. That's what I do. I come up with great offers. Okay, so we have a tool called System.io. People love it. It's great. It does many things. It's easy to use. And people are like, hey, it's so much more affordable than the other tools. Yeah, because that's my job. I'm a marketer. I want people to buy, so I have to make great offers. That's how you're gonna, convince people to buy from you. So you can recap the main benefits before announcing the price. And a small trick is to insert a call to action that translates into a benefit. So it could be like a button, and on it it's written, yes, I want to launch my blog and earn my first euros in the next 31 days. It's kind of irresistible because that's what many people want. So yes, I want to learn how to grow tomatoes on my balcony all year long, no matter what. So you should have your first call to action pretty late in your sales page, and it's normal, because you don't want to send people to your payment page to the next step without having built the value. Okay, so usually you're gonna have the copy, so what we saw, the different steps. Then you have the call to action, and then you can add some more elements. So you can have some testimonials. It's not mandatory, but it will improve conversions if you have some. Ideally, in a testimonial, you want your customer to say what results he got in what time frame. If they talk about how they were feeling before, it's even better, so that people can recognize themselves and their feelings in what they read. So then you could have some testimonials, then have another call to action, like a button. Then you could add some bonuses. But again, it's not mandatory. Like, I've seen some customers and I was like, okay, so when are you going to launch your product? And they're like, oh, I'm waiting to get this bonus done. And I'm like, don't, just launch your product, and then you can launch it again later with like some bonuses. But it's not mandatory. You don't need a bonus to sell your product. It's a plus. And in most cases, it's very easy to actually create some bonuses. It can be like just one video. You can actually invite people to, like, experts to create a bonus. You get on a call, on a Zoom call with them, you record it, and it can be a call for like half an hour, 1 hour, and you get a bonus. It's very easy to get. So some great ideas of bonuses. For example, it's a bonus that will solve a problem they will have after they get the result from your product. For example, for a real estate investment course, you can have a bonus about how to reinvest the profits from the money they will earn in real estate. Okay, it could be a bonus about how to pay less taxes. You can have a bonus that will help them get the results offered by your product faster or more easily. So it makes your offer even better. So personally, I don't have any external link on my sales page because I don't want visitors to leave. I've not tested it, but I think I've seen some tests, and the sales pages without any links leading people on other pages, on other websites, were converting better. Okay. So to review your page, I have a few tips. So first, you could have someone read your sales page. So it could be, a friend, a fellow entrepreneur, a friend or family member who does not know much about your product or your industry, and ask them if they understand each word. If everything is crystal clear, ask them if they understand what your product does. So that's going to be very important. What you can do and what you should do is read your sales page out loud and see if it's easy to read. If it's not, it means that probably some parts are hard to read and need to be simplified. So of course you could have your text reviewed and edited for typos by someone else, if you're not very confident with writing. And my general advice is, so what I do when writing a sales page, I'm gonna write maybe for 1 hour. I'm gonna work on it for 1 hour, like in the morning, when I'm personally the most productive. My mind is fresh, and then I'm gonna just leave it aside and do something else, either work or get out or whatever, and I'm gonna get back to it the following day. Okay, so it's a great way to, once you wrote like 90% of it, to review and edit it and improve it. A great way is to really do it over time, right? You cannot really write a sales page and like edit it in one day. It's very hard emotionally, because this is creation. You're gonna be like, hey, this is hard. Yeah, this is hard because creating is hard, right? Frankly speaking, I'm gonna tell you the way I work. It's crazy. I'm gonna be procrastinating. Like, it's the most important task of my day. I'm gonna be procrastinating in the morning for like, I don't know, 2 to 3 hours, and I'm gonna start really working on the copy, actually doing the writing, like at around maybe 11 in the morning, 11:30, even 12, and then I'm gonna be like very productive for 1 hour, and then I'm done for the day. So that's how I do it. That's my secret trick. That's really not crazy effective, but that's how it works for me, and you have to find how it works for you. Some people, they are very creative at night. It's not my case, but it can happen. Just find the best moment for you. And sometimes, yeah, it's weird. Like I know I have to be like procrastinating, not really procrastinating, like doing like some minor things, like being on social media or whatever, or doing some easy task, because I just cannot like wake up, get a coffee, and start being creative. Like I'm not like this, okay? So here are 6 tools you can use to increase the effectiveness of your sales page. So the first one is to bring out more emotions, right? We buy based on emotions and we rationalize afterwards. So use words that generate emotions. For example, imagine the sound of cracking leather when you take a seat in this competition car. Like people can actually visualize them sitting in this fancy car, and feeling the emotions that come along, right? So another tip is to increase the density of the statements, okay? Because when you make a claim and there is no fact to back it up, it makes your copy very shallow, right? That's something very common with junior copywriters or beginners. So you have to be very careful. Actually, everything must be backed by facts or whatever, but it must be backed. There must be a reason, an objective reason, a factual reason for this, right? You cannot say, hey, so something that I learned from the marketing consultant I worked with at the beginning 10 years ago, he told me that when you say like stuff that is not backed up by facts, people will trigger their BS radar and just they will stop paying attention, right? Because I will be like, oh, this is the same stuff that we hear all the time on TV, on the radio, that we read in ads, and it's not interesting, right? So you have to be very careful. Everything you say must be factual, must be backed by claims. You have to explain why in a simple way. So it's not easy, but it's going to make your copy so much more effective, right? You cannot say, for example, hey, this is a great product. Why is this a great product? Because look what our customers say. Juliet, oh, this product is amazing. It helped me lose 30 pounds in 3 months. So here you can see that you have a reason why to say it's great. But if you just say it's great, why is it great? You need to explain. That's your job. So of course, ask questions that automatically result in a yes. But what I mean is that you should pretty much never have anything in your copy that will trigger a no, okay? If you say something that will go against what the person thinks, then you create a disconnect, and it's going to be harder to sell, harder to convince this person, because this person is going to be like, can I really trust this guy? We don't really agree on everything, so maybe better to think about it. And in sales, later is never, okay? So you have to close the sale now. So you should have a mantra that you repeat over and over and over again. For example, if you sell a real estate program, you could be like, real estate is the best way to get financial freedom. So you should have, okay, if you're selling, just a course that's not like crazy expensive, you don't have to get crazy on this. But I know that when I work with these marketing consultants at the beginning, the idea was to do a big product launch, and we did it. We worked for a year on it, and we did, I can tell you, we did 500,000 euros in sales in 2 weeks, but that was like almost a year of work, but still it went great. And this guy was like, oh, we need to have a mantra, something that we're going to repeat over and over and over again, because we want people to believe this. So that's the main idea. Okay, so that's important. Again, if you're selling like, a course that's not crazy expensive, then you don't have to get crazy about it. But so you should tease and don't say everything right away. Okay. At the end of each paragraph, try to add some sentences that will entice people to keep reading on the next paragraph. For example, if you want to learn how, at the end of the paragraph, you could add, if you want to learn how to find the best deals in real estate, then carefully read what's next, So you try to hook people, you try to force them keep on reading your copy. You should add some cliffhangers. So in the following lines, I will reveal to you benefits. In 2 minutes, you're going to learn how to benefits, you try. So a cliffhanger, it's a very classic trick in writing and copywriting. It's when you tell people that something amazing is gonna arrive soon. Like you tell them, oh, later I'm gonna benefit, I'm gonna reveal to you, blah blah blah. So you try to hook people by telling them in advance what's next, okay? What's coming soon. And of course, you understand that you should arouse curiosity. So have your reader imagine himself using the product or, enjoying the benefits of your product, and it's going to make him more likely to want to buy your product. Okay, so to wrap it up, so my goal is not for you to write the perfect sales page. My goal is for you to write a sales page and launch your product soon, and then you can still improve it later. But try to get it done. Don't try to make perfect. I tell people this all the time, because done is better than perfect. Okay, like, okay, your copy is not great. You might not have made a ton of sales, but hey, if you made a few sales, you made some money, it's gonna give you some confidence to keep going. You're gonna be able to improve. You're gonna be able to launch again. You're gonna learn. You're gonna win some experience. You're gonna get better at it, and you're gonna be better for your next launch. Okay, so that's really how you should approach this. I can tell you that copywriting is fun. It is hard, but you learn a lot about your products and your customers. And of course, you're making sales, so it's great. It's not easy, but it's great. It's really worth it. You will also write better newsletters, email campaigns, blog posts. So just do it, just get it done. And please, if you launch your product, just shoot us an email. We'll be happy to share your story, get to learn more about you. And good luck, just get going and don't be worried of failing. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you're likely to find where you're the best at. And that's what you should do. You should find where you're the best. Maybe you're not, the best copywriter out there, but you have a great personality, and people like you, and they're gonna buy from you because they like what you do. They want to support you. So don't be afraid of failing. Be afraid of not trying. So just get it done, and please send us an email to share your story when you have launched your product and made some sales. So good luck, and talk to you soon.